What is going on, all you stylists from the break room? Good morning. We've got a special episode this week for two reasons. One, we've got Dom back on with us this week. And two, we've got brand new limited edition, special new limited edition brushes to talk about from Ergo. Good morning, Dom. Thank you for joining us.
Hello.
Good morning, John. Welcome back, buddy.
What's up?
Yep. So we got a lot to cover, and I've been doing this past couple of weeks, getting straight into it. John, what do you want to talk about first? The quiz, a topic, a review, a motivation?
Let's switch it up a little bit. Let's talk about the special release coming out.
We're gonna get straight into the review. Let's do this.
Okay.
And that's great because Dom is the one that brought this to our attention, so he is ready to review everything about the paddle brush from Ergo and the small paddle brush, the 43 millimeter and the 53 millimeter round brushes. So take it away, Dom.
Yes, it's special edition because it's made with a limited edition edible marzipan, I believe. No, it's not, folks. I'm not. I'm just pulling your leg.
So wait, what you're saying is you could do a blowout with it and then eat it?
Yeah, I guess wouldn't that be something?
You know what? In a couple of weeks, we're going to be talking about a particular treatment that is chocolate infused. And one of the things was in the beginning when it first came out, because it smelled so freaking delicious, people were tempting too much to dip their finger and taste it, which I don't know why anybody would want to taste product. I think that's just weird.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I think it's weird. Who wants to eat product?
Okay, guys. So in case you're new with us, Eddie eats everything.
Everything
Eddie tastes. We've told this story 1,000 times. We'll probably keep telling it for as long as this unholy union goes on. This was years ago. We were doing a trend command, and I had seen Eddie taste the bleach before. Believe it or not, guys, Eddie tastes bleach. Okay, so this new smoothing system comes out. It's organic based. It's supposed to be food grade. So we're on stage in front of about what? How many people, Eddie? About 300 people? 500 people. Okay. It was a packed bar.
You're talking about that smoothing treatment. The other time around in front of 300 people, that was when Lightner was first being introduced.
Yes. Okay.
So yes, so this is a regular occurring theme.
So anyway, we're on stage, and Eddie decides he brings up this is supposed to be food grade, and Eddie goes to taste it, but in his exuberance, Eddie takes the brush and takes a full lick off the brush of this product. He can no longer speak. He's there like your dog with peanut butter, right? I'm trying to shag down the assistant that we had to get a Coke or something for him, and then he did eventually be able to talk again. We finished the presentation. And then after the show, I don't hear from Eddie for about 4 or 5 days. I figure he's in the hospital. This stuff he probably had to get his whole system cleansed. But Eddie is infamous for tasting things. He's taste toner. He is, so anyway, back to our original.
No, you didn't hear from me because the show we sold the hell out of that product. Because everyone's like, well, if the dude ate it, then, it must be something.
I need it.
Forget the presentation.
How many Weight Watchers points would that be? A 1?
You know what?
Do they still do that? Is that still a thing?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. What were the macros on that?
You know, Weight Watcher points. There was the comedian John Panette. He's like he had he was the underground black market for trading Weight Watcher points. Oh my gosh! All
So
right.
anyway,
So getting into the review for the pink brushes. That's what we're talking about. That's what we're supposed to be talking about today.
Yep.
So
that's gonna last
the
2
brand
minutes.
is Ergo. They have multiple sizes of their round brushes, ranging from 25 millimeter up to 65 millimeter. Okay. They have two versions. They have their classic, which are nylon infused, tourmaline infused nylon bristles. And then they have the gentle bristles, which are crimped. They're still nylon and they're still tourmaline infused. They're just made a little bit differently. And traditionally speaking, like John is showing right now on screen, they have a purple colored barrel. If they're the classic brush, then they are a black colored barrel. And you're doing such a hairdresser thing. Anytime you pick up a round brush, you just automatically, it doesn't matter how many times you've cleaned the brush.
It's habit.
How many of you stylists that are watching this do that? Anytime you pick up a brush, you just start picking hair out of it, regardless of how many times you've cleaned it. Let me know in the comments if you have a special way of getting your brush clean, because with Ergo in particular, a fun fact is all you need to do is take a damp towel. You just need to spray down or wet down and wring out a towel, and with a damp hand towel, literally you just hug the barrel and pull it off, and it will attract, that moisture will attract all the hairs off of that barrel. It's the easiest, quickest way to clean an Ergo
When
round brush.
Robert told me about that technique about cleaning the brush, I thought it was shenanigans, and until I came back to the shop, did it, and now that's the way I clean actually all my brushes. And then I'll spray them with an antiseptic. But to get the hair off, a good microfiber towel, if you moisten it, and then just, and then this is the gentle paddle.
Yeah.
But now they're coming out with the pink editions, correct?
So they did, it's a very limited run that they're going to do. And they're going to be pink 43, yes, a pink 43, a pink 53, and a pink small paddle brush. You can purchase the three as a set, or you can get individually the 43 millimeter round brush or the 53 millimeter round brush. So there's three options in total. If you just want one of the two round brushes, you can get either one of those by themselves, or you could get the set of three. You get both round brushes, and then the small paddle is included. Your choice is to do it as classic or as gentle, as the gentle bristles. So you cannot get the small paddle individually by itself. It is only available as the set. The reason why they're pink is because in
October,
2 months from now, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Okay. And for those of you that don't know, especially in the beauty industry, and now it's really getting worldwide, September is the soft, start, if you will, for fundraising. And then by the time it gets into October, it is just full blast, full blown. So the recommendation is going to be get them now while they're available. Okay. We are getting in a short run of this limited edition. We will have them within the next week. So we're starting to take pre-orders. So definitely contact us at HTB Beauty and let us know how many you want. Last year, when we started taking pre-orders, they were sold out within the first week. And that's kind of the whole point. It's a limited edition run. So at the hair show when they were at ABS last year, when the first time they were shown, they sold out in the first day.
Yeah.
So that's just how wild, it's just how many people go to the show, and that's just how amazing these are. So
and then now, am I incorrect with that? A percentage of the sales for Ergo goes to breast cancer research?
It's for fundraising. I mean, that's
Yeah.
the whole purpose of this limited edition run, is that proceeds of the purchase are going to go to breast cancer research.
That's awesome. That's very awesome.
So yeah,
you and I have done a lot of different things during October each year. 2 years ago, we went to high school, and we were doing pink hair extensions, and all the proceeds were going to breast cancer awareness. And the funny part is we had more young guys getting extensions than the girls at this event that we did. Oh, there's the brushes.
Here they are.
Those are
so
cool.
yeah, I was able to figure it out to get it on the screen. So yeah, so this is an example of the paddle brush, which is on the right side. That is the large paddle brush. So I need to correct myself. That's the large paddle brush, not the
small paddle.
Not the small. I mistakenly said the small paddle. That is the large paddle brush. So that's the ER 1000, and then the middle is the 43, and on the left is the 53. So not only is the barrel pink, the entire handle is pink.
Yeah, it's cool. They're cool.
Yeah, very, very cool. Very, very cool. So that's what that looks like. That's just a preview of what's to come. So very, very cool. There's a couple of things to note about the handle.
Zoom.
As you can see in the handle here in the middle, that is texturized, but that is not a rubber grip. That's a silicone grip. So interestingly enough, I've come to learn this over the years. The people have allergy to rubber. So having this be a silicone grip is actually, what do you call that when it's allergic, like allergic free?
Hypoallergenic.
Thank you, Dom. Hypoallergenic. And that's pretty cool. The whole divot in the top of the handle is so, if you have a hook, you can hang your brush. Or if you're retailing them, they come retailable in a box, but and then the box, you could just stand it up and it displays very nicely. Some people like to hang it, so that's what that's about. Okay.
Also,
and then,
go ahead.
I
was going to say, especially if you're a fanatic cleaning like I am, it's great if you have a hook hooks above your sink or your dispensary, because you can clean them and then just let them air dry and hang them on a hook.
Yeah, very true. Very, very true. In particular, this is such a hairdresser thing. This is right now 100% such a hairdresser thing. Can you see where the barrel connects, where the handle connects to the barrel? Okay. And when you're looking at it, it's just a seamless line. Can I zoom in a little bit more on this?
It's all one piece. You don't have seams where you're going to get hair wrapped around it, where you got to go digging in there with a metal tail comb or anything like that.
That's such a hairdresser thing right now. But let me tell you why that just matters so much. So much.
Absolutely.
What happens? Well, yeah, what tends to happen is, especially on longer hair, because these barrels are particularly longer as well, we just take large sections of hair. And it doesn't matter how short or long the barrel is. We just tend to take large sections of hair. So when you're rolling the hair into the brush and the hair kind of like falls over, when you have that ring down there and the hair snags in there, instant breakage. Instant breakage. So yeah, not having that ring on this brush is such a big freaking deal. Let me tell you. Let me just freaking tell you. Yeah. And then this is another hairdresser thing. So you notice how the handle and then it starts curving upwards into the barrel.
Yep.
So your thumb can sit so comfortably right there too. So when you're actually locking it in and you're trying to pull with the tension, because some people, just have that tight curl and you need that mechanical pulling. Again, having that curvature is such a hairdresser thing to appreciate, right?
Well, and I mean, hence the name Ergo, because it's more ergonomic. It's easier on your hands.
That's what I was just going to say. In particular, if you notice, the handle and the barrel are the equal length, are the equal amount of length. So balancing wise, it is so even. It is so evenly balanced in your hand. It is not top heavy or back heavy. So you're not having to rotate your wrist any additional extra, to get it comfortable. It really is nice and comfortable.
Yeah. I mean, I love Ergo brushes. And they make your work simpler. You don't have to work harder. You can definitely work smarter with Ergo brushes. And I just find it's so easy to lock in styles with them. But like you said, once again, a brush is a brush. Your technique is everything. And Ergo makes your techniques that much easier, but you've got to take smaller partings to really lock it in, because it was like we were talking, was it last week or the week before, we were talking about how, a lot of people just end up drying the top of the curl and the underside is still damp, and 10 minutes after their style, the whole thing falls apart because that moisture that they've left in the hair has just dissipated through the hairstyle and just broken everything down. Was that last week or the week before?
I think that was the week before. I think it was.
Okay. I remember. I think it was last week.
Or was it last week?
I think I recall that.
Yeah, because we were talking about the square brushes last week.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
But here's the best part. Like we were talking about last week with Ergo, if you look at the vent holes that are in, nice finger, I like that word. But it really, air passes through so much more efficiently on an Ergo brush than any other round brush that I have. And the fact that it's a longer barrel, I can get a better heat distribution throughout the hair. But once again, if you're taking a 4-inch parting, good luck with that. But if you take a proper parting and you're using your proper technique with your Ergo brush, it's going to lock in that. It's going to lock in that smoothness, that style, better than any other brush that you have.
So then this is the last hairdresser thing I'm going to say, because again, this is only a hairdresser thing. You notice the little small dome on top? The cap is embedded into the barrel. It's not on the outside of the barrel. So just like I was saying at the base of the handle, equally at the top of the barrel, you don't have a cap on there. So again, hair does not get caught at the top. It doesn't get caught at the bottom. It doesn't cause snappage or breakage. It's such a 100% hairdresser thing that it only matters to us. And if you know, now you know. So even as a client, if you purchase one of these for yourself, as a retail item to take home, that's why your stylist makes such a big to-do about these brushes. They may not remember to say it to you in the moment because they're talking and thinking about other things, but that's really what it is. Now, this paddle brush is freaking cool, okay? Because right now it's vertical, so you could see all the bristles go in a row.
They line up. Yep.
They line up. So for detangling purposes, that is amazing. It doesn't matter what kind of hair you have. That is huge, okay? It really helps to detangle. When you turn the brush horizontal and you're just brushing your hair as you normally would, then that's when they'll all line up in that bricklay formation, right? And that staggered formation. And that's when you'll get a lot of tension. So if you're doing a flat wrap blow drying technique, you're going to get nice and smooth. But equally so, if you're trying to just get through the hair to detangle it, holding it vertical like this huge, absolutely amazing, absolutely amazing. All right. And then the last hairdresser thing, once again, because I'm such a hairdresser, like I'm nerding out on this. You can't see because of the shadowing, but like right where my mouse is, right up here, that's where the drainage hole is. So you actually turn the brush upside down and all the water drains out of it. It's not down by the handle. So you're not sitting here trying to do like this weird balancing act on just the tip of the edge of the handle. No, it's actually at the top over here. So you actually turn the brush upside down, tilt it up against, prop it up against the wall or something, your station, and it can drain into a towel. So much easier to clean.
And to add to that, though, also with the paddle brush, it is also silicone coated.
Oh yeah, the texture finish on the paddle brush is the same texture finish like the round brushes. So there's a uniformity to it.
And you get a better, you get a better grip on it. It does, it doesn't get slippery or anything like that. It's not plastic. It's coated. It's beautiful. So along those lines, you posted in the Facebook group about blow dries.
Oh yeah.
So I put something in there that I don't think anybody. I didn't look today, but I had a client come in Saturday, and she was going to a 70s party, and she wanted the Mary Tyler Moore flip.
Oh, did she disappear when she threw her beret?
No, that's I started singing the song to her. Who could turn the world on? But she
See what I did there? I paused.
She wanted that bump too, the big bump on the flip. So break it down for me, Eddie. What Ergo brush would you use? She had like let's call it just mid-length. She had like a mid-length bob. So break it down for me. What would you use first off to create the volume? Which brush, and then which brush to really get that cool early 70s flip?
So she had a mid-length bob. Any layers in her hair, or it's just that's
it's slightly. It was just a little bit of long layering. I did some end texturizing on her when I did the haircut, just so the hair would move.
That's super cool. That's super cool. The smaller the round brush you take, the more it's going to wrap around the barrel. The reason why that's dangerous is if the hair wraps around the barrel too many times, you run the risk of getting it snagged, and you don't get as much volume at the base of the head. To get true volume, the hair should wrap around the barrel 1.5 times. That's the right amount of hair. That's the right size for the length of hair in that section that you're taking, right? And that's going to give you maximum volume at the base. It also matters if you put the round brush, on base, off base, half base. That also matters as well, too, what direction you lock it in. But just as a general rule of thumb, you need to go around the barrel 1.5 times. That's the right size barrel for that length of section. Okay. But like I said, if you when you're done getting the volume at the base, when you get down to the ends, instead of keeping the hair wrapped up in the barrel, take the barrel out, lay the barrel over the section of hair and turn it upside down underneath itself. And now you'll get that hair to create that curvature to flip outward.
Right.
If you're good, it's not a problem. You can get it done, but it requires proper heat control and cooling. If you're not strong at properly holding that flip in that barrel, this is where you go down a size, maybe go down even 2 sizes, depending on how strong of a flip you want, and purposely let that hair wrap around it. You again, be careful that you don't get the hair stuck in there, because that's going to be a bad day. And then when you pull it out, it'll automatically just curve curl and curve itself outward.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
to create that look, even in the same one section that you're blow drying, potentially you could be using 2 different size barrels.
Right.
And then you mentioned a mid-length bulb. So I don't know, from her occipital bone down, you may need a 33 or a 43. And then when you get from the occipital and in the crown area to the top of her head, you might need to move up to a 43 and a 53, or a 53 and even potentially a 65, depending on how long everybody's head shape is. You know, Dom has a perfect symmetrical head. So when he grows his hair, it's all the same length, nice and even. My face is a mile long. So when I grow hair from the top of my head, by the time it gets down here, I need that larger brush.
Right. Because because I didn't, I know most of those from the 70s and stuff, those are all roller sets. And it was funny when I moved spaces, I found my Velcro rollers. I had a thing of Velcro rollers, and I was like, I have yet to use these in how many years? So I was like, screw it, I got rid of them. Right? Sure enough, 2 weeks later, I need my Velcro rollers. But I did it with a round brush, and then what I did is I actually did some teasing on the top to create that bump that they had. And then we blow dried her bangs super straight, and she was gonna go get a piece of ribbon to, as the separation from the bump to her bangs, and tie it around. It was cool. It was super cool. But really, I was thinking about it. Thank goodness for my Ergo brushes, because with them being longer, it gave me that option. And really, when I was over directing up top here, I could take that whole width of the section and not have to break it up, and then have to piece it back together with a ratting comb. But it was actually a snap. It was kind of fun because I haven't done that stuff in a long time, and it's kind of cool when you go back to your roots, So yeah, thank goodness for my Ergo.
Well, for that particular style as well, that's an argument could be made that taking perfectly horizontal sections, don't take angled sections,
right?
Take perfectly horizontal symmetrical sections all the way across the head. That's a little pro tip too. That'll make your life easier.
Yeah.
Because then the flip is a lot more symmetrical and even on the bottom, The only difference is you got to give them their wings. So they, you got to let TSA know, or what's the FTC flight controller that these people might be invading airspace, man.
Well, actually, and then after everything was said and done, I did cheat. I took my Ergo flat iron and I did give her a little bump up on the ends, because just so it was uniform all the way around.
That's hacks, man.
Oh,
you got to do that with hairspray. You can't be doing that with a flat iron.
Oh no, then I hit it with hairspray. Are you
kidding? Break out the Aquanet.
I remember Saturday they were talking about rain. I put enough hairspray on that the water would have beat it up. It would have been like turtle wax.
It would have just been caught inside of the curve.
Yeah.
Would have been bulletproof.
She probably had to lather her hair 2 or 3 times when she shampooed all that out. Let's put it that way.
That's a good blow dry. That is
But as a non-hairdresser, that just goes to show you, to the audience, if you're obviously not aware, I'm not a hairdresser, but that just goes to show you the difference between a good product and a superior product. All those little fine, minute details that Eddie was talking about that you're probably not going to find in other products because they don't think about it. They don't, but Ergo is always on top of these things, all these little minute things. Like I kind of discover certain things, and then I'll go to Eddie like, oh, I notice how this my Ergo is different from, and then he'll tell me, oh, because we, and then okay, there's a method to the madness, but that a superior product versus just a okay product, the difference, there's a difference.
Yeah, you're 100% correct, Dom. If you are a hairdresser and you're ever at a show and Ergo is there, stop and see if you can get a chance to meet Robert Reed, because it is an experience talking to Robert, because
the amount of knowledge and passion, man.
Yeah, his passion for these tools is unmatched, and the thought that goes into each and every tool that Ergo has is just incredible. It's not just churn it out and hope for the best. These are engineered, for lack of a better term. Each one of these brushes. I mean, look at the handle. Look at the handle on just the flat brush alone, with the arc on it and everything like that. How many other tools do you have where it fits in your hand? I mean, it's awesome. It's awesome. I love Ergo. I do.
Quintessence.
Quintessence.
That's the term of when something is perfectly engineered. Jerry Seinfeld had a bit about that, how he loves Bic pens because they haven't changed in 80 years because they're just perfectly, like Levi's jeans, the way the pocket has all that stuff is all just perfectly engineered. It's quintessence.
So we got to do the Kramer.
That's the vocabulary word of the day.
He just hit us with some knowledge. Whoa.
Brought to you by the letter A and the Sesame Street little.
So that's the round brush. Now moving on to the paddle brush. Those paddle brushes are, I'm like a poster boy child for the paddle brushes. Those are by far my favorite things. I love the paddle brushes. Now, Dom, before we get into it and we nerd out in our technicality over it, because you handle more the sales end of things, and because you are not a hairdresser, right? Just thinking back on it, talk a little bit about your first experiences when, did you think there was a difference? Are all, brushes created equal in your mind before being introduced to me, singing praises to the heavens about this paddle brush?
Well, yeah, I'm not a hair person, so you don't really think about these things naturally. So yeah, you think, for the most part, a comb is a comb, what you get at the dollar store, what you pay $100 for, you figure, it's got teeth, but then, yeah, when you gave me I use the small paddle brush, and then, you gave, the hand feel I would notice, and then you look and the bristle, you feel the bristles, they feel a certain way. And then you told me, it's a special coating and all those little, and then, you actually use it, and then okay. But yeah, obviously at first, for not being a hairdresser person, you're not going to notice, most people aren't going to notice anything. But then, yeah, once you gave it to me, my inner Columbo started. You start to hold it, and then you start to experiment with it, and then, yeah, then you start telling me all the details. Oh, yeah, it's curved that way, to fit your hand, like John mentioned, and then it's easy to clean. You get a damp, all that stuff, and then it all starts clicking into place. And then, yeah, whenever we do the shows, I could, I feel that I generated a lot of sales because I'm not a hairdresser. I generate the demographic of, I was looking for the word there, the demographic of, the everyday, hoi polloi me, because people would say, oh, you're not a hairdresser. So, and then I would tell them all those, if they feel intimidated by you or the other hairdressers, I could generate a sale because, hey, I'm just like you. I'm not a hairdresser either, but this is a really good brush. And then they're, oh, okay, I'll take 5. Thank you.
I know John is so intimidating when it comes to the sales. Everybody's just trying to give him a hug. He's such a teddy.
Me? No.
Yeah.
Teddy John.
Come on, you.
I only take hugs from cultists that wear Hello Kitty tattoos.
I have to look over my shoulder to see if she's in the room or not.
You're gonna get a poke in the rib next time she sees you.
We're already pushing our luck with her this morning.
I
We
know.
can't help
I know.
ourselves.
I know. I think, you know, coming from Dom's perspective, I think that's awesome. Ergo brushes. I tell you what I found with the Ergo brushes too. Another hack, because we're all about hacks. That less time. With the smaller gentle is somewhere around here, but with the smaller gentle, it is great to flat iron with instead of using a comb. You use the small gentle, lines the hair up perfectly for you, and it's a great tool to flat iron with too. To straighten out the hair.
You know what I just thought about? So if the bristles get jammed, you can, with your blow dryer, heat up the brush and the bristles will reset themselves back into formation again.
That was my
When you
next
started talking
comment.
about the heat from a flat iron, I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I completely forgot about that.
That was my next comment. Was
okay.
that? Yeah. Was
I get excited.
if the bristles on any of the brushes, like if you jam it into your card or your drawer or something, and the bristles get a little wonky, what you can do is take your blow dryer, put it on full blast hot, and keep running it back and forth over the bristles that are wonky, and they will straighten back up. It's the coolest thing ever.
They got like a memory to them.
Yeah, they do. They do.
So.
It's the tourmaline. The tourmaline realigns. When we were told that, I didn't believe it. So I
wonked it up.
I did. I jammed it in the back of my drawer and packed a couple of things in front of it. The next morning I came in and and I took my blow dryer and to watch them just kind of stoink. I was like, oh, this is awesome. Yeah. You're going to get the most bang for your buck out of an Ergo brush, and it doesn't matter if it's the paddle, the round brushes, still one of my favorite blow dryers is the Ergo blow dryer too.
Yeah.
Especially because my Ergo blow dryer ended up falling off a table into my bag at a show.
I know that my Ergo blow dryer just falls off of tables and disappears. You just made me think of something too. You're talking about tourmaline. So Dom, you're good with stones.
I was just about to mention, in the spiritual world, tourmaline is used for protection. If you keep a stone in your pocket or wherever.
So that's a very interesting tidbit, right? So then tourmaline also has a very specific use in nature. Can do either one of you want to, well, both of you take a guess. I don't care which one of you go first. All right, Dom, go first. Take a guess. What does tourmaline do? What is tourmaline's purpose in nature?
Ooh, that's a good one. I know in the spirituality world, it's for protection.
You are correct about that.
Ladies and gentlemen, I along with being a content person with you guys, I'm also the spiritual advisor of the group. But
we got to get him a crystal ball, John.
Well, I don't know about how I'm not good with the crystal balls. There are people called seekers that specialize, and that's a little out of my wheelhouse.
The fair is going on right now up in Wisconsin. The Bristol Fair,
It is.
The Renaissance Fair is going on. We got to take you. I got to get you a Holocaust cloak.
He needs the hooded robe.
You're gonna be boiling in that. It's gonna be hot.
All right, John, you take a stab at it. What is the purpose of the stone tourmaline in nature?
I do not know, but
okay.
What I do know is that the nose cone of the shuttle was coated with tiles that were tourmaline infused because it sheds heat very quickly. I knew that. I do not know. Tell us. We're all sitting on the edge of our seats.
No, yeah, oh yeah. It's nature's deodorizer.
Really?
So
Ah.
animals will go rub themselves up against the rock to mask their scent from predatory animals.
Ah.
So it has two purposes.
Okay.
Like Dom is saying, and like you're mentioning, John, it has a very unique way of when it heats up, it releases negative ions. And negative ions is what helps to seal and lock down the cuticle, protecting it from the elements, just like you were saying, spiritually protecting and warding off evil. That positive ionic energy that exists in the atmosphere, when it hits our hair, that is why it creates friction, because this is a little too science nerding out for a moment, but we also have positive electricity inside of ourselves. And when you have two like charges, they repel each other. That's why you get static. That's why you get flyaways. That's why you get little frizzies. So having it being tourmaline infused releases negative ions that helps seal down the cuticle. When you got two opposites, they attract to each other, and that helps make everything nice and silky smooth, right? The repelling of, or the conducting properly and repelling of heat, that's what also helps keep that style and shape locked in. So that's really, really nice. And then being nature's deodorizer, nowadays, not as much, but there was a time when, people used to, in a conversation, brag, I'm a pack a day smoker. I'm a 2-pack a day smoker. You guys are lightweights. I smoke a carton a day. And, nowadays, not so much. Now everybody's on the vaping.
Because they're dead.
But there are certain substances that have gotten legalized, and that just smells like freaking rotten eggs and skunk. So, you know what? Do us a freaking favor and get an Ergo brush and brush your damn hair, because you freaking stink. Okay, I don't care how legal the crap is or not. It's freaking stinky. So by brushing your hair, stop being a hippie and get the stank out your damn hair, because you don't want to bathe yourself. I don't know. But you could also take the back of the brush and rub it against yourself and deodorize your stinky body. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Jeez, man. I tell you, swear to God.
Boy,
That's my motivation for you. What motivation do you guys got this week?
Give us some
Watch your
motivation.
tail.
Give us some motivation, Dom.
Ooh, beat the heat. There's a heat wave going on in much of the country.
The heat is on.
Oh yeah.
The heat is on.
This coming from Eddie, who won't leave his tomb.
Nope.
Yeah, he's been accused of being a vampire.
That's right. I am blocking
No
all
sun, no heat, nothing.
Nothing. It is colder in here than it is in my freezer. Okay, just to put that. Carmelina's running around in the sweatshirt and sweatpants. Everybody's like, "Oh my God, it's so hot." We're all in, tank tops and shorts. Here's Carmelina. She's got the blanket wrapped over her. She's
got a ski hat on.
But your passion for Renaissance Fair, you will suffer through the heat for Renaissance Fair, though.
It is worth the experience of hanging out with you and watching all those people walking around. The people watching is amazing. It is a good time. It's a fun time. Sometimes you see some things you don't understand. Well, I don't understand. And then sometimes you see things and you're like, wow, that is super freaking cool, And you got a turkey leg that's the size of my head. I mean,
we always try to force you to buy a kilt.
And then you're always trying to force me to buy a kilt. I don't even put shorts on in 90 degrees. Neither one of you have ever seen me in shorts outside of the house.
That's why we want you to buy a kilt. But then you're afraid you might get updrafted or something.
Nah, I just need knee-high or thigh-high nylons or socks or something, As long as these chicken legs are not exposed, the world is not ready for these chicken legs. I'm just telling you. What motivation do you got for us, John? That's my motivation. No chicken legs.
Okay. I can't. the only thing that's coming to mind for me lately, and it's been more evident, and I'm not going to get into, pop culture shit stuff. Sorry, YouTube. Pop culture stuff, but in life, and me coming up on my 60th year, there's one piece of motivation that has been sticking in my brain lately, and it's very simple. Play stupid games, you get stupid prizes. And that
Ooh, like a Darwin Award.
yeah,
That's where this is going. I'm all for this. I'm all about this.
And only because I have just been witness to some things lately where it is just, if you're dumb, you're gonna get dumb prizes. And you should really measure sometimes your actions against the fallout of what every action has a reaction, right, guys? So what is that reaction going to be, and weigh that out before you wade in. So and the most simplest way I can say is play stupid games, get stupid prizes. Now there's a new modernized version of that we can't say on YouTube.
FAFO.
Boom.
That's right. FAFO.
FAFO. So guys, my motivation for everybody this week is
FAFO. That's your motivation.
FAFO. FAFO. No, really. Think sometimes before you act. And you'll find that your path in life will be a little less cluttered, if you will. So sometimes you just got to put some thought into action before you go into action. That's my motivation.
You're reminding me of something. So, Dom, I've spoken to you about this before, because overall, I mean, as much as I joke around and I goof off with you and your sister, both of you are good people. Let's just say that first, okay?
Well, Dom is good people.
I adore Carmelina. For all the teasing that I do to this girl, you guys know I adore her to pieces. And I will say that live to the whole entire universe. I don't give a crap who hears it, okay? I goof off and I try to get my ribs poked and stabbed all the time, relentlessly on a daily basis.
She will poke you.
And she will. Oh, she will. I get no passes from this girl, okay? And I absolutely freaking love that about her. She's a tough cookie. She don't mess around. And yet, on an hourly basis, I still F around and find out. Because that is my proper job as a husband, is to F around and find out how hard I can push her buttons to make her try to laugh and keep things going. As it goes, the both of yous are just decent people, okay? Now, John, you're going to see where I'm going with this in a moment, because you and I try to be good people, but that goodness comes with contingency. So, Dom, what I'm getting at is, I've spoken to you before, and I've said to you, do you want to do this? Let's misbehave. Like, there's been times where I've tried to tempt you into purposefully misbehaving, and you're like, oh, that's not nice. We're going to get in trouble. And then I've said to you, yeah, but at what level, at what degree? And you're like, well, it doesn't matter. We're going to get in trouble. So like your initial thing is, we're going to get in trouble. Therefore, don't do this. And here's me.
I still have my own realms of mischief.
You do, and I'm not saying this as a negative. You are a good person, so your realms of mischief is limited, which you're a good person, as it should be. Whereas, John, you'll appreciate what I'm about to say. It's like, are we going to get this much trouble, or are we going to get this much trouble? Is it going to be, hey, you're going to get yelled at? Is it you're going to get yelled at and get a slipper thrown at you? Are you going to get yelled at, a slipper thrown at you, and get a switch beaten with? are you going to
I've
get,
gotten a wooden spoon.
you know, right. Like at what level up until belting, like how far can we mess around and find out up until a belting? And that's how we weigh out. So I've been watching a lot of this, you know, karma videos and stuff, and then it kind of leads you down a rabbit hole. And then it's like, you Gen Xers out there, you know, what is with drinking from a hose? Did sinks not exist? Did this not exist? Did that not exist? It's like, no, all of those things did exist. We just didn't have access to them because we were outside being raised by wolves. And this is what you're making me think about, John. Bro, you're talking about.
Look, growing up, first off, my Dom being an Italian too, my mother used to wield a wooden spoon like a ninja.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
My grandma, yep.
Up until the day she passed, she told me I owed her 14 wooden spoons that she broke on me. So, and a lot of people are going to go, ooh, right now. They're going to go, ooh, John, you're creepy. But at my mom's wake, I put 14 wooden spoons in her casket.
That is awesome. And she will
And she can rest peacefully because of that. Like, here you go.
Are you kidding me? She's going to be waiting for me when my time comes with those spoons.
With all 14 of them.
All 14 of them. She's going to bust them on me again. But yeah, that Eddie, 100%.
You're gonna be at the gate, and Peter's gonna open up the book, and he's gonna be like, Mama Salvador.
Yeah. No, she'll just my mother will grab him by the back of the hair and be like, "This is mine." You remember this? No, but that's it too. Daddy, you're 100% correct, because I would go. Once again, I would weigh it out. And even now, as quote unquote an adult. If I do this, what is the reaction going to be to this? And is it worth it? Now, 90% of the time I go, hell yeah, I'm committed. Let's just go for it. Because, sometimes it's easier to ask forgiveness than permission. Okay.
You've been voluntold.
Yeah. So guys, we're at the end of our time for this week.
Wait. Let me wrap this up. Let me tie this
wrap it up.
As a client, so Dom, you hear John and I say this in class all the time, and you see the reaction from all the hairdressers. They're just rolling in their chairs. So as a client watching this, let this be a little bit of a PSA as well too. Okay, don't try to figure out how far you can take doing something to your hair before you snap it off, break it off, burn it off, shred it off, melt it, fry it, frizz it, whatever word you want to plug and play in there, to the point where, oh, now I got to call my hairdresser. If you're trying to weigh out your options before you have to call your hairdresser, just get the Monopoly card that takes you around the whole block and straight to go. Okay, and go call your client.
Call your hairdresser.
I mean, your hairdresser. As the client, go call your hairdresser and talk to them first before you go F around and find out, man. For the love of God.
Before they come in looking like Phyllis Diller.
And you know what? The way I always tell my clients is, a phone call to me is less expensive than you walking through that door and me having to fix a disaster. So
that's me tying it off.
Okay, I like that. I like it. A great week. Dom, it is always awesome to have you here with us. I can't say it enough. We appreciate you for everything you do, and Carm, wherever she is.
Ribs.
Guys, if you like what we do, please support us. HTBbeauty.com. Go on there, register. You won't be sorry. We appreciate everybody that supports us, and we invite each and every one of you guys that are stylists. Please make a difference one client at a time, and we'll see you guys next week.
Dom, good seeing you, buddy. John, I'll talk to you later. Catch you all next week, everybody watching.
Bye, guys.
The SFTB podcast was not recorded in front of a live studio audience, so thanks for joining us for today's episode. If our hair topics made you smile, give us a thumbs up. Drop your thoughts in the comments. We'll read them while waiting for our caller to process. Share this video with your stylists and friends. It helps us make a difference, one strand at a time. And don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you never miss an episode. Because your hair deserves all the latest and greatest tips.
Ooh.